Long O as O plus semivowel. The seventh way to spell long O is with O plus semivowel, as in soldier. The long O sounds like the name of the letter O. The O is said to have a long sound when it sounds like the name of the letter O. The O, as in cold, sounds like the name of the letter O, and that makes it a long O. The semivowel L is making the O long in cold. Compare the different spelling patterns of long O. Pole, pole, roll, roll, bowl, bowl. Semivowels can act like vowels and make the preceding O long. The L, M, N, R, and S are semivowels, and they can sometimes act like vowels. The semivowel L acts like a vowel here and makes the O long in cold. The semivowel M makes the O long in comb. The semivowel N makes the O long in only. The semivowel R makes the O long in tomorrow, and the semivowel S makes the O long in most. In addition, this spelling pattern is useful to tell apart two words like roll and roll. Old, cold, gold, fold, bold, mold, hold, told, sold, bolt, colt, jolt, volt, droll, scroll, stroll, pole, bowl, toll, knoll, roll, yoke, folk, folks, most, host, post, ghost, gross, comb, old, cold, gold, fold, bold, hold, mold, told, sold, soldier, bolt, colt, jolt, jolts, jolted, volt, revolt, droll, scroll, stroll, pole, bowl, toll, knoll, roll, enroll, control, controlled, protocol, swollen, yoke, folk, folks, folklore, upholstery, polka most, host, post, ghost, postage, dosage, hostess, gross, asbestos, comb, only, tomorrow, incorrigible. One of the semivowels follows the O in the following words. However, pronunciations of the O vary from one dialect to another. It is safer to consult your standard dictionary for the many ways that some of these words are pronounced. Lost, cost, hostage, foster, boss, loss, toss, moss, ostrich, bomb, prom, some, come, resolve, dissolve, revolve, involve, often, offer, office, coffee, off, scoff, scoffs. The soldier was molded by the military. The soldier still folded his own clothes daily. When he went to war, the soldier had seen the windows jolt. The soldier rolled up his sleeves, sat down to eat eggs without the yolks, and then told us his life story. The soldier was funny and droll. The soldier was bold and daring. The soldier didn't have any hair to comb. The soldier was getting old. The soldier was cold. The soldier used to have a barn and a colt. The soldier said that his folks owned a humble upholstery business. The soldier's folks grossed very little income. The soldier helped augment his folks' income most of the time. The soldier's dad had his hands swollen from sanding down old furniture. The soldier's only brother was ill from working in the asbestos factory. The soldier needed to live close to his folks. The soldier's folks didn't want him to travel anymore. The soldier has had to put his own life on hold. The soldier wished to enroll in school again. The soldier sold his gold rings. The soldier felt trapped and wished to control his own destiny. The soldier didn't revolt or rebel. He said he only followed orders. At times, the soldier's situation seemed incorrigible. At other times, the soldier said, "Tomorrow will be a new day." The soldier enjoyed the folklore he saw when he was in Poland. The soldier went to a house party and greeted the host and the hostess of that house. The soldier danced the polka with them. The soldier tied a bolt to their child's stroller. The soldier had to return to his post. The soldier sent his mail via military post office. The soldier did not have to pay for the postage stamps. The soldier called home using a toll-free number. The soldier scrolled up and down the pages searching the engines to find his old friend. The soldier saw his old friend's photo on the internet, and thought he may have seen a ghost. After that, the soldier looked at the polls to see who was going to vote for whom. The soldier said to himself, I vote for parties, not for individuals. The OR, as in, born, a pronunciation note. The L, M, N, R, and S are semivowels. As in these words, the vowel, O, is followed by a semivowel and its pronunciation can vary from one region to another. For instance, the O in OR may be pronounced like a schwa, or like a long O, or like the AU in aura. Similarly, the O in gone may be pronounced like a short O or like the AU in aura. Some pronounce oral like oral. It is best to consult your standard dictionary for the many choices of such pronunciations. To a person whose first language is not English, many such sounds followed by a semivowel sound like a long O, and he or she often spells all of them with an O. As in, for, the controlling R controls the sound of O, and makes it have a special sound that is slightly different from the sound of long O. Because the pronunciations of the or varies from one speaker to another and from one region to another, it is best to consult your standard dictionary for the many ways that the following words are pronounced. Compare these words: for, fourth, morn, morning, your, pour, sauce, or, born, horn, worn, mourn, torn, thorn, corn, scorn, force, horse, torch, port, cord, core, door, bore, floor, George, gorge, or, order, ordeal, ordinary, orbit, orchestra, orchid, orchard, organic, origin, organ, ornament, orphan, Orpheus, oral, orange, born, horn, worn, mourn, torn, thorn, corn, scorn, 40, former, formal, fortune, forward, fortify, foreign, perform, force, metaphor, exhort, hormone, abhor, horse, remorse, morgan, mortgage, moral, mortal, morning, Morris, torch, torment, tornado, torture, tortured, abort, assort, import, export, airport, report, resort, important, portable, portmanteau, accord, discord, record, corner, cornerstone, cordially, cortisone, corporation, incorporate, corpus, core, corridor, or, door, Ecuador, endorse, floor, subordinate, normal, Eleanor, remorse, metamorphosis, George, gorge, New York. Eleanor was born and raised in New York City. Eleanor's parents were foreigners. Their origin was from Ecuador. Eleanor's father, Mr. Morgan, passed away and her mother was a single mom. Eleanor's mother, Mrs. Morgan, was 44 and she took hormone replacements. Eleanor's two brothers were George and Morris. Eleanor's father had left them a fortune. Eleanor was no ordinary person. Eleanor was easily fascinated by arts, by orbits, and by lots of other things. Eleanor read Greek mythology and discussed the metaphor in Orpheus with her brothers George and Morris. Eleanor said that Orpheus was a musician and a poet whose music had the power to charm wild beasts. Eleanor liked reading books like those of Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis. George ran his late father's corporation and worked in imports and exports. George paid for the mortgage, and supported his family and his cousin who was an orphan. Morris was strong and felt fortified. He said he didn't feel forced to join the Marine Corps or the Air Force. Eleanor was formal with her colleagues, but not with her friends and family. Eleanor wore formal clothes to work and many nice ornaments. Eleanor looked good walking by the door's corner going toward that corridor. Eleanor was genuine and she abhorred pretentious acts. Eleanor performed very well in her former jobs. Eleanor played music in the city's orchestra. Eleanor was a normal young woman. and she had her own ups and downs. Eleanor was no fool and no bore. One morning, Eleanor asked her mother for a new pillowcase because hers was worn out and torn. Eleanor gave her mother orchids and roses for Mother's Day. Eleanor picked out the thorns from the roses and then gave them to her mother. Eleanor ate an organic corn on a cob cultivated from the nearby orchard. She ate an orange picked from the orange grove. Eleanor ate assorted flavors of ice cream. Eleanor preferred sitting on the floor. Eleanor scorned the dog for not listening. Eleanor wished she had a horse. Eleanor drove by an ice gorge. Eleanor liked to toot her new car's horn for attention. Eleanor was smart enough to know that she was not mortal. Eleanor signed a form to donate her organs after her passing away. Eleanor used to confuse the spellings of organs with origins, but she memorized the difference after signing that form. Eleanor forwarded the form she filled out to those in charge of this ordeal. Eleanor wrote a short letter and enclosed it with the form. She signed the short letter with this phrase, "Cordially yours, Eleanor Morgan." Eleanor tried to do the moral thing whenever possible. Eleanor didn't blame herself and didn't have guilt or remorse for making any mistakes. She knew she was only a human. Eleanor organized her priorities and put important things first. Eleanor enjoyed writing and she brought her portable table and sat down to write a report about some tormented people who were suffering from torture in their own homeland. Eleanor began by recording the facts. In her report, Eleanor incorporated the facts she recorded from other events. According to Eleanor's report, the discord was between a minority and a majority in that country. Eleanor asked an eyewitness and his answers were the cornerstone for her report. The eyewitness saw corpses, people being tortured, and death penalties being ordered. The minority was treated as a subordinate group of people and the leaders endorsed that. Eleanor's report was not oral. It was written. However, it made a great deal of noise. Eleanor took a short trip to that country to see and hear for herself. Eleanor went to the airport with her portmanteau. Eleanor spent some of her time in that country's resorts. It was then when she decided to become a freelance journalist. Eleanor wrote about a countless number of other issues after that. Moreover, Eleanor taught an ESL course as she was traveling. She wrote these sentences on the board. Walter was a bald-headed man. Don't be so bold and direct. Dawn wore a shawl. Joan saw the shoal. Scrawl me a note before you scroll that mouse up and down. Joan lived in the West Coast and that didn't cost her much. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to learn more.